Hey, I'm John Cannell, and today on Preppy Kitchen, we're making some delicious and easy air fryer stuffed peppers. So let's get started. We have a tiny bit of prep work to do for this recipe, so we want to grab some Colby Jack cheese and grate about 1.25 cups. These stuffed peppers are delicious, and it's a really great thing to make if you have some cooked rice on hand that you want to get rid of. Today we're going to use ground beef, but you could use any favorite ground meat you like, as long as it's not too lean. So you wouldn't use ground chicken breast, you'd use ground chicken thigh, same for turkey, etc. That looks about right. Set that cheese aside. We want some diced onion, about 200 grams. That is one regular onion, or half of a mega onion. That's almost the size of my head. If you find that making dinner is a real chore and it just takes forever, you might want to check your knife skills. Sometimes I'm with my friends and they're making food, and the chopping can really take a long time. For an onion, you want to make vertical slices, not through the root stem. Rotate your onion, and now cut through. You have a good rough dice. Set that aside with this. Set that aside. We have 2 cloves of minced garlic. I'm going to use 3 today. I'm just going to take the skin off and give it a smash. Then I'll pass it through my garlic press. That was a stinky onion. Oh my goodness. Your peppers need to stand upright. Sometimes they're a bit oblong. If that's the case, slice a tiny bit off the bottom. These are basically perfect, so I'm going to leave them. And then I'm going to cut the tops off as well. For this recipe, you'll want 4 bell peppers, and they should be a nice medium to large size, not the tiny ones. When you're choosing them, the yellow, orange, and red peppers are going to be slightly sweeter than the green ones, so choose your favorite. Scoop the seeds out, and that pith as well. It's probably easier with a spoon, just like a little pumpkin. You know what you are? You're a little pumpkin. A beautiful, clean, delicious vessel for our filling. My mom would make stuffed peppers fairly regularly. You can always add different flavors. She would have sliced almonds and raisins in sometimes with different herbs. But this is just a classic recipe, and it's so versatile. You can also use tomatoes for this, like larger tomatoes. You cut the tops off, you scoop the insides out, and it's a delicious thing for people who don't like peppers. You can have the same thing. By the way, if you like my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. There's 2 new recipes every single week, shorts, and always something delicious on the horizon. All right, our peppers are ready to go into our preheated air fryer. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Close it up. 10 minutes at 380, and they should be nice and soft by the time the filling is ready. Into a large skillet, I'm adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and I'm gonna heat that over medium-high heat. Once you can see your oil shimmering in the pan, it's time to add our onions, and we're gonna cook these, stirring occasionally for about 5 minutes until they're nice and soft. Get them all nice and coated. We wanna cook them evenly and not have any burnt onions. If you have trouble with onions because your attention is scattered, you're on your phone or whatever, that's okay. But you can add a couple tablespoons of water. The steam from the water will help soften the onions a bit quicker and give you a bit of insurance from burning. And if you already burnt your onions just a bit, it kind of deglazes the pan and adds all that onion flavor back into the onions and makes them look nice and caramelized and not burnt. I learned this because I burn onions. I'll also say that all cooktops are different. This is hot as a dragon's mouth, and it does everything really fast. Electric, slower, gas, nice and even. And if you have an induction cooktop, fast or slow, it depends. My peppers are done. I took my onions off heat so nothing burns, and now we're gonna remove those. And these have some pepper juice inside, which is not delicious. We're gonna dump that out. Back to our onions. Right now I want 1 pound of ground beef, remembering you could also use 1 pound of your favorite ground meat in place. Add that right in. We're gonna break our ground beef up, and at the same time, I'm gonna pop these cloves of garlic through a press. If you don't have a press, buy one, they are so handy. Or mince your garlic. Okay, let's break all that beef up and get it nice and evenly cooked, but don't forget, We're also gonna add 1 teaspoon of Italian seasoning in. If you don't like Italian seasoning, you could use thyme or some oregano or a combination of both. We're gonna cook this on medium-high for about 4 minutes or until the beef is browned, broken up, and cooked through. Remember, you're stirring frequently. While my beef cooks, I'm gonna add 3/4 of a teaspoon of salt and about a 1/4 teaspoon of cracked black pepper. If you'd like some extra heat, go ahead and add a 1/4 teaspoon of pepper flakes, or really, it's up to you. You can make this your own. You could use different spices. Like, it might be fun to have some curry powder instead of the Italian seasoning, along with some currants or golden raisins and some almond slivers. You can have a different vibe to it. You could add some fresh herbs. You could add fresh spinach. Like, a lot of different things will go well in here, so take a look at what's in your fridge and have at it. My beef is all cooked through. I'm gonna add a 50-ounce can of diced tomatoes in right now and 8 ounces of tomato sauce. Let this come to a boil and then stir occasionally until it's slightly thickened. You're really getting rid of some of the excess water in that tomato. So 5 or so minutes later, I've cooked off a lot of the water. The sauce is thickened, and you can see I can pull my spoon forward and the pan remains uncovered, so I know that it's pretty thick. We're gonna take this off heat now and add some delicious things in. Let your mixture cool down for a minute or less, and now we're gonna add 2 cups of cooked rice in. I will say, the cooked rice is nice because it kind of like mellows things out. You have a starch, so you feel full after a meal. But if you don't feel like having rice, this is enough filling for your 4 peppers. You're gonna make extra filling with this that you could use later. You can top nachos with it. You can make more peppers later in the week. You can just add it to pasta and it's delicious, to be honest. Well, maybe not with the rice, but anyways. So the rice, I would say, is like semi-optional. Add that in. And we're also gonna add in 1 cup of our shredded Colby Jack. Plop that in, fold the cheese. I would honestly just eat this filling as a main course. Like, doesn't need to have the pepper, so it's a great snack to have in the fridge, just if you wanna like have a late night meal. This looks great, full of cheesy, stringy pulls. It's time to stuff our peppers. I like to fill my peppers up almost to the top. The amount of filling, of course, depends on the size of your pepper. It's gonna be about a cup. Give them a little tap so you can get all that filling in. My peppers are stuffed. Now we're gonna top them with about a tablespoon of shredded cheese for some extra richness. My peppers are ready to go back into the air fryer, 380 for about 2 minutes or until the cheese is nice and melted. In you go. And just like that, your air fryer stuffed peppers are ready to enjoy. That is cheesy, hearty, packed with flavor, and just plain delicious. I hope you get a chance to make this easy dinner recipe, and if you like my videos, hit that subscribe button and check out my air fryer playlist.